Hey guys, it's Justin here from Simplified Investing. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. As always, like we do every week, this will be our weekly watch list breakdown where we do highlight the market, what we see in the market, where we can expect to see the market go this week, and then also break down the 5 plays that we are watching for the week. Before I get started, if you are interested in joining our private team to get our course alerts and more, feel free to check out simplified-investing.com today. We would love to have you guys on board. This week's 5 plays, first one being CrowdStrike, second one being NVDA, third one being AMD, fourth one being Facebook, and then the fifth one being DKS. Hope you guys all have a great week. And if you did enjoy this video, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Come back home.
So getting things started, as we do with every video, we will be doing a market breakdown. In this particular case, we will be using /NQ as our proxy for the market. /NQ will be E-mini NASDAQ 100 futures. So it's going to track the S&P or the NASDAQ index. And that's why we are going to be using it. A lot of you said you do trade more heavily tech-related stocks. So the NASDAQ, better fitting towards that versus the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones index. So what we see here on Friday, you can see we closed up over 1%. This move was mainly from the Fed's comments. So Jackson Hole, Powell was speaking. Reason for this movement. We got 3 days of sideways consolidation here after a big day on 8/23. However, notice the low volume that we are seeing. We aren't seeing much volume at all. Again, if you look at the volume, average volume, we're not trading anything abnormal, like a million shares here, back in 3.5, 3.4. But we are still trading in an uptrend here, continuing this higher high move here, breaking out to all-time highs on /NQ, breaking this consolidation zone that we did get up here around 15,400. You can see pushing through that. Now we do have 15,443.75 as an all-time high, so that will be a resistance region to watch here on Monday. If we do test this level, we'll be watching that for a rejection and pushback down to this 15,400 support here. Looking very strong in the market again. This is continuation from the Fed's comments. They may start to begin tapering at the end of the year. Majority of people thought this would actually be a negative impact on the market. Market anticipating this, pricing this in, and pushing to the upside here. So let's watch over 15,443.75. I do think we can see 15,500 on this in the coming week. Great trend move, continuing higher highs here. We could see a pullback to this consolidation zone here to 15,400, but again, would likely see over 15,443.75. Could very well see 15,500 on this within the coming week for a continuation move to the upside. The first play of the week, one that's been incredibly strong lately, this PEG move, power earnings gap move, off of this earnings report that we had back here on 8/31. You can see we gapped up here, jumped up here, held this 260 support region, and then we're continuously making these higher highs, all the way from 260 all the way here on Friday, making highs up to 285. So again, very strong here, but another one that is at all-time highs, as should be expected with a market that is at all-time highs. A lot of the equities will be following in suit. CrowdStrike doing this, getting some volume, trading, what do we get, 15 million shares here traded versus a normal average of about 3 million. So as a 5x volume, so that immediately checks our list of having abnormal volume, thus putting more importance on this individual equity. So watching this one, I do want to see this over 285.76. Again, at all-time highs, that's the only level we have right now. And then overhead, a whole dollar region at 290. We'll be eyeing this one over that level, but first over 285.76, we'll be eyeing to scalp this one up to 290 if we can get that breakout here with volume. Again, volume is going to be the biggest thing that you have to have with these. You can't just trade them as soon as they break a price level without combining anything else within them. So again, personally watching this one over 285.76 for a run up to 290 on a continuation move from earnings here as market digests a very, very strong earnings report that we have seen from CrowdStrike on the last quarter. The second one, going to be another one pushing all-time highs as expected. NVIDIA, very strong move here. Have been seeing a continued strong move off of a reversal here on 8/19. Continued higher highs here, pushing up, making highs. Consolidation, which is good in a trend. You don't want to see trend reversals. You want to see consolidation in trends. Exactly what we got here on NVIDIA. So 227.22 will be a region to watch. I do think we can see 230 on this one this coming week. Support below, heavy consolidation zone at 220. I will draw this level as a visualization for you guys, so then you have this level going into next week. So 220 support region. If we do pull back, expecting that region to hold here, again, that's about a 3% margin. So watching that here, 220, but I'm liking this over 227.22 for an upside push here to 230. After hours down a little less than $1, so something to note, but still liking this one. Pushing up here, want to see higher highs over 227.22 for a continued upside move here on NVIDIA. Third play, AMD. Again, this one's not a huge trend mover, but we had a massive power earnings gap move off of this earnings here, all the way from 90 to 122, which is an incredible run for a large cap stock, especially the nature of AMD. So watching this, what I'm seeing is this potential cup or this inverse head and shoulders, but trying to form this cup move here. Breakout over this 111.50 region is key. That's going to be the key on this one for the coming week for any run up here on AMD. You can see a rejection point here on 8.9, false breakout. We had some buyers. Rejection point here on 8.13, rejection point here on 8.16, and we did get rejected here on Friday. So this is one that's pending confirmation. What is confirmation, you may ask? Waiting on a breakout with volume over 111.52, not just waiting on the breakout and just trading it as soon as there was 1 cent difference over that resistance level. You can't do that. It's not a logical way to do it. It's not a profitable way in the long run. So what you want to do is wait on volume, wait on price action. Can we confirm that clear breakout? Because we got a false breakout here, we had a false breakout here, and we had 2 rejections here, similar to what we had here on Friday. So waiting on that breakout move over 111.52 with volume, then liking this one to the upside. I do think we can see 115 here on this in the coming week if we do get that breakout with strength as mentioned. The fourth play, another large cap mover. Again, the reason there's a majority of large caps on here is because they did have strength on Friday, and the market did have strength as well, pushing to all-time highs. You can expect these large cap equities to be near all-time highs. What we see here is we had an earnings gap up on Facebook here on 7/23, basically into a month of consolidation. We're finally trying to break that consolidation. What we need on this one is a breakout over 375. We're still falling within this consolidation zone, so we have to wait for a breakout of this consolidation zone here. Over 375, I'm liking this one up to 380 plus here. We did test these regions multiple times here on 723. We also tested 726 and then tried to break out, had a false breakout here on 728. So again, watching over 375 with volume. Volume you can see is trading in a normal range, which isn't the best, but you can still watch for setups. You just have to size smarter with that given position if you are not trading abnormal volume on that particular equity, so you can't size into options. So what we're watching here, over 375, liking this one a lot here this week on Facebook, waiting on this break. Again, this is one that's going to be moving with the market. It is a majority of the NASDAQ market comprised of things like Apple, Amazon, Tesla, all that. A majority of them make up that entire indice. So watching this one over 375, I do think we can see 380 here this week on Facebook. Biggest thing is waiting for confirmation. Support below on this, around 358.50. So watching that, we did get multiple rejection points into a gap up, false breakdown, false breakdown. So let's watch if we do pull back, watching that 358 region here on Facebook to hold within the coming week. The last one we're watching, DKS. This is another power earnings gap mover. It seems to be a common theme that we have been noticing on the market. Strong earnings reports lead to continuation during the day and continuation during the week. So something to note, something we've actually been noticing lately, reason why we are placing much more emphasis on strong earnings reports lately. Things like we had like Macy's before, we had DKS, very strong earnings reports and continuation moves. So watching this one here, again, at all-time highs, you can't really base a level other than a whole dollar region at all-time highs. So 140 is going to be a level to watch. Over 140, we'll be watching this one very close. This does have a dividend, but it's not going to be $5.50. But anyway, watching this one over 140 here, continued higher high power earnings gap move. When you do have this gap up, it creates a very strong support. So now we have a very strong support at 130.13. So if you do experience a pullback here on DKS, expecting 130 buyers to hold this up after this earnings gap move up here to the upside, watching 130 buyers here on this. Also watching this one over 140. I do think if we break this 140 region, we can see some more buyers coming into their particular equity and watching for a continuation move to the upside. With that being said, that wraps up our 5 plays for the week. It also wraps up our market breakdown. If you did find this video helpful, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. And again, if you haven't checked out our private team and you are looking to learn about trading some more, feel free to check out simplified-investing.com today. We would love to have you guys on board. Hope you guys all have a great weekend and a great green week. Thank you.